Hey, I'm the Miraculous Guy. Welcome to the channel. I would like to warn you, in this video, I do speak dolphin. So, for all you little kitties out there, you can't watch this video. It deals with very sensitive content and a lot of adult themes. Anyways, let's get on with this video. And I already warned you, so make sure you little kitties clicked off, because I'm warning you, okay? Very sensitive. Now, for all my normal viewers out there, this will be explained in a new, massive update video announcement. But for now, enjoy this one. Alright, so we start this episode off like any other Helluva Boss episode. We start off with Moxie and Luna, two of my favorite characters. Now, I would not mind to have a Moxie and Luna episode. I feel like that would be a pretty cool dynamic to explore. But we start this episode off with a running gag that Luna thinks Moxie is fat. Yeah, it's been happening a few times in the series. But in this episode, Luna has no speaking roles, which I actually thought was kind of odd. Like, could they just not get her voice actor to come in? Or did they just not want Luna to talk whatsoever, and they just were like, well, we don't want Luna to talk. But I actually feel like that's a really great thing to do, because we already had an episode about Luna and Octavia, and I love that the Helluva crew is actually thinking about that. Like, hey, we just had an episode about this character. Why should she necessarily have to talk in this episode? That would just be a waste of money. But I do enjoy the subtle details, such as Millie's cup already being broken and taped together because she is very angry. And what is she angry about? She's angry about an ex-boyfriend. Now, we later find out that his name is Chaz, I believe, and he used to f Moxie. Millie also says, quote, he was all up in your which means Chaz told Millie, but she kind of like skipped over it, I guess. During this time, Blitz was talking to a client, and we weren't sure who that was yet, but we know it is a very wealthy person in greed. Now, these people come over and drag down the wall, and Blitz is like, you know we have a door, which is an obvious reference to every single time that someone did not use the door in Helluva Boss. But eventually they bring them to greed, and Moxie realizes he's going back to his hometown. We get to see Lululand again, which is under construction, probably because of the copyrights. No Mafia here, Mafia free. I really enjoy that gag. But who would have guessed that Moxie is from greed? I would have never have guessed that. And he's in the Mafia. I believe this was already confirmed in like a leak or something, but I don't really look at the leaks like that. I don't really pay attention to them. So this was a big surprise to me. But I do have a theory for it. I believe that Moxie did not end up like his dad, who is the client, because Moxie's mother. Now, this is actually somewhat confirmed in this episode. Moxie's mother actually cared about Moxie. She did not want Moxie to be in the Mafia. She believed that Moxie was a good person. But we will get back to this. If you want to skip to the timestamp, go ahead. You are welcome. As I said before, it is revealed that the person that Blitz was talking to, the client, was Moxie's dad. Now, Moxie's dad is basically the leader of the Mafia. It turns out that Millie has never met Moxie's dad, so we get a nice introduction. And honestly, I did not expect... Jeez. Excuse me. I did not expect Moxie's dad to turn out the way I thought he was. I just thought he was chill. I just thought he was cool. I didn't even think about the fact that he was a Mafia member. I was just like, whoa, he's a chill dad. But then later in the episode, we find out that he's actually a terrible father. So I guess Blitz and Moxie have something in common. We get our actual first introduction of Chaz at these very moments, and Blitz remarks that there's no way that this guy got the both of you because, you know, Blitz had just I can't. Blitz has dreamed about that for quite a while in episodes such as, it'll be on the screen, it's just too funny. We also get a quick reference to Titanic, which I really enjoyed. Now, we get a lot of backstory with Moxie, which I actually like. I wanted to know more about Moxie's backstory, and it is revealed that for a while, he was part of this kind of web of crime, mafia thing with his dad, and it turns out that Chaz and him were actually really good lovers, but Chaz left him behind for money, which is known as greed. It is also revealed that Moxie and Blitz met in jail, which is actually really cool, but like I would have never expected that. Since the beginning of the series, I always wondered how Moxie and Blitz met, but I never expected that they would meet in jail, you know? That's kind of like Moxie in jail, but it makes sense why he was in jail. But there is still a little part in me that I feel like they just made that up off the spot. I feel like Vincey Pop and the crew just like saw the opportunity to like, oh, let's put Moxie in jail with Blitz, and that's how they met. They probably thought about it, but I don't know. I just kind of feel like that's how that came about in the writer's room. I don't know why, but it's just such an odd thing to think about, that the fact that Moxie and Blitz met in jail. Now, after this flashback, we get a separation between Blitz and Millie and Moxie and Moxie's father. Now, they are left alone in the room, and Moxie gets very beaten by his dad, similarly to how his dad treated his mom. And this is one of the first times in the series that Moxie straight out says he's bisexual. So, yeah, that's pretty much confirmed, and it's pretty obvious that he was. But here's where we get into more serious territory in this episode. Now, we get a lot more of Moxie's backstory, and this is more of when Moxie was like, I would say, 4 to 6 years old, maybe. And this is what I was talking about a little bit earlier, how, you know, Moxie's mom was there for Moxie and didn't really want him to be a bad person and grow up a mafia member. I mean, that's my theory for now, because we don't really know what exactly happened or what interactions were said. And it's really cute to see Moxie as a little kid as well. We see Moxie's dad and Moxie on a boat with someone with a bag over their head and a cinder block, and obviously they're going to throw them into the water. Now, Moxie kept looking up at this person, and I kind of feel like he knew this was his mom, but, you know, he was a little kid, so I don't think he was too sure. But eventually Moxie, with the forcefulness of his father, would push his mom into this lake and off her. And, you know, that can do something to Moxie. I mean, that did something to Moxie. And we saw the shoe float up. And I feel like he realized this after the fact. Like, he was in the moment, and then he realized that that was his mom. And he's kind of just looking back on that. I feel like it really affected him during that moment. And he realized his situation and what was going on with Millie. And he was thinking, like, I don't want this to happen to Millie. I know, very sad territory, but let's get back into some more you know what I mean, funny stuff, because this show is so funny, but it can get sad. It can get sad. But all in all, that's why I think Moxie is the way he is. He is very hesitant to kill a family. He understands, as he said, quote, a dad, but a whole entire family? No. Because Moxie knows what it's like to lose a family member. So anyways, Blitz and Chaz, which is like crazy. But, Blitz had to take the opportunity because, he's really obsessed with Molly. I was about to say Molly. What the This is not Molly McGee. With Millie and Moxie. And he ends up going through with it. Now, when Moxie looks at the photos of Millie, I feel like this is definitely a callback to Blitz's moment where he was also looking at the photos of his entire life, basically. And if my theory is correct, I believe possibly Millie may have a moment like this as well. So it will all connect and be lined up. Hopefully by the end of this season, we can get something like that with Millie. I don't know. I just thought about it, and who knows? Maybe it'll happen. Maybe it won't. And again, back to the episode with Blitz. When I saw this shot of Moxie, I thought this was going to be a two-parter. And in the next part, they were going to escape. And I was like, no, please don't end us on a cliffhanger once again. But it turns out it does not. And Blitz does find out that Chaz is actually broke. He has an eviction notice. And he finds out the plan, how he was going to marry Moxie into the family and stuff like that. But after everything, Moxie stands up for himself. He says, no, Dad. You are not going to do this to my family. My family, his found family. He's not going to do that. Moxie's dad says, well, I'll force you, just how I did with your mother. Millie finds Blitz. Blitz tells Millie about the whole situation. And they're like, let's go Shrek this thing. Which, if you do not get that reference, it is a reference to the first Shrek movie where he was like, I object! During the wedding with Princess Fiona and Lord Farquaad. Or should I say, Markiplier. But no, I'm just kidding. Sorry. So yeah, Moxie's dad was going to force Moxie to marry Chaz. But Blitz and Millie intercept this. And Millie, she is an absolute savage, bro. She just obliterates everybody. And this was like so cool, but like grotesque at the same time. But no, it was like really awesome. And I really appreciate the animators because like this looked really hard to do, man. Like this looks really hard to pull off. So one of my favorite scenes in animation history. Obviously, after all this, Moxie's dad does not want to with Millie whatsoever. So he's just like, take Moxie, what the ever. And then Blitz reveals that Chaz is actually broke and was lying about the whole thing. And yeah, doesn't go too well for him. We'll find that out in a little second. Also, this just goes to show how Luna can still be the best character in the show without speaking a single line of dialogue. That is powerful. But we end the episode on a bittersweet note, realizing that they all got differences and similarities, like daddy issues and how they all the same guy named Chaz. And Chaz, yeah, he didn't end up so well. The ending of this episode is with Moxie's dad, and he throws a knife into the portrait of Moxie. Now, I assume this will mean eventually he'll get revenge. I don't know why I feel like it's linked to Stryker and Stella's agreement, and that might all interconnect, and then we might have like the two of Stolas and Moxie being tracked down. I don't know why I feel like that's connected. I don't know if that's stupid. But it's just something I had in my mind. And I'm not saying I believe that. But tell me what you think in the comments down below. And now my final thoughts of this episode. Well, let's be honest here. Is there really anything I need to give my thoughts on? I basically explained everything in this video. I absolutely love this episode, and I cannot wait for more Helluva Boss and Hazbin Hotel that will soon be coming out this summer. Please, if you did enjoy the video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. if you like the way I'm taking the channel and you want to see more videos like this explaining Helluva Boss and the soon-to-be Has-Been Hotel. Please leave a like and subscribe. That would be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart. Without further ado, you have a wonderful day or night wherever you're in the world, and me, the Miraculous Guy, I will see you later. Up, and away. Bye.
I have a dream, I'm here to tell about a wonderful, fantastic new hotel. Yes, it's one of a kind, right here in hell. Something, 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 something clientele. Inside of every demon is a rainbow. Inside every sinner is a shiny smile. Something, 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 something maniac is a something, something couple loving child. We can turn around, we'll be heaven bound with just a little time down at the Happy Hotel.